Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is David, and I have been on the fence about doing this video because I know that these are very touchy topics. You know, they always say some things you don't talk about in the workplace are politics and religion. I disagree with that personally, but I think that, I think that we have our freedoms to do so, and if people find it offensive, then they need to maybe look at themselves and figure out why they find it offensive. But I saw on Wayward Waggs, and I'll put a link down to that specific video, they were talking about how to go to church on Sunday. And I wanted to do a video because I am Catholic, and I am what some would call a traditional Catholic, rad trad, that how we go to church on Sundays being Catholic. Because by the Catholic Church, we are required to go to Mass on Sundays. And I know many other denominations, it's kind of like you can watch a video or you can just go whenever. But if you follow the Catholic Church and the Church's teachings, you know that you should be attending Mass on Sundays. So how do we do this? Okay, so first of all, we go to masstimes.org, and we use this as our starting point. So for this example, we are going to use Louisville, Kentucky as the area where we're going to be. So let's put in Louisville, Kentucky. There we go. And it will bring up a list of the churches, the Catholic churches in the area. And of course, we're looking for Mass times, and we're looking for Sundays. And what I do, because there is such a variation of, I'll say, quality of masses, and we are very traditional. We typically we attend the traditional Latin Mass, where we go, and or the Ad Orientem Mass, which is what the Vatican II meant the Mass to be like. So if you're 60 years and younger, there's a very good chance you grew up in the Novus Ordo Mass that was possibly not done the way it was actually instructed to be done. So the parish, luckily for us, that we go to is very, very traditional. They follow the teachings very strictly. So we go to the Ad Orientem Novus Ordo Mass, and or we go to the Latin Mass. So when you're out and around, so if we were in some foreign city and we didn't know where to go, I always look for the Latin Mass first, because you know what you're going to get. Then, if I don't find anything that's reasonably close, then I'll pick a parish and look at its bulletin. So I will, for this example, let's look at, we'll say 10 a.m. And, oh, here we go. So here is High Choral Mass. This is the sung Mass, and it is at St. Martin of Tours. And I also know that this is the parish that has the traditional Latin Mass, which is the Latin Mass right here, or sometimes called the extraordinary form. So this is what I would look for if I were searching for a Mass. Secondly, if you can't find anything close by, then let's just pick, let's just say we're in southern Indiana. Let's see. And we were to go here. Let's just put it number 26, Sacred Heart. So what I would do is I would click on the link, and then what I do is I look at the bulletins, because a lot of times the bulletins will tell you the kind of parish it is. It could be a very liberal parish, which is what I would stay away from, because I don't want some rogue priest doing what he thinks is best and not following what the church teaches. So we'll find the bulletin, and we'll just pick this one here. And what we do is I look for certain things that I know just from my own research that I would stay away from. So try to stay away from Eucharistic ministers, okay, because there was actually no calling for that. So what I do is, again, is I look for things in their bulletin that might indicate to me that it's a very liberal parish and not something that I would want to attend. Okay, there are some programs that many in the church consider to be not actual part of the church's teachings. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but this is just how we find parishes. So let's just say, for example, that we decide, okay, this is the parish we would want to go to. It looks to be the most conservative. I would then choose this one to go to. But it would only be after I exhausted the ability to find a traditional Latin Mass. And if you're not Catholic, I would actually encourage you to seek out and check out the traditional Latin Mass. It's been around for over 1,000 years, and it's very pretty to see. It's beautiful to see, and it's just something that you just have to see. Okay, so back to here. So again, we look for the traditional Latin Mass. So I hope this has been helpful. Again, I know these things are controversial, and I know that the Catholic Church has taken a beating over the last 20, 30 years. Challenge you to do your research and find out the actual source of the Catholic Church and give it a try. I think it's something that you might enjoy. I know it's not as hip or as exciting as some of the mega churches have the rock concerts built into their services, but there's some heavy meanings into the church. I would recommend that you do your research. All right, well, thanks for watching. Please give this a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Thanks for watching.